Welcome back. How are you? Glad to have you here. All right. So, for this episode, I have a few questions that we're going to be answering, and I think are going to help you guys a lot. A lot. A lot. So, to start off with the first one, uh, okay, so you're starting your own business. All right, so what should I be focused on while starting my own business? Okay. I think that the most important thing, hands down, and this is, whether you're starting a business or not, uh, you gotta focus on yourself. You gotta focus on, and I'm talking like your physical and your spiritual, like r- truthfully. One of the most like impactful things you can do for yourself is to truly take care of your health, like your physical health, your spiritual health. When I mean spiritual, you guys know I mean like the emotional part of you, right? And everything else in between that, and then as well as like your uh your physical health. I mean, good cardio. You should go up the stairs well. You know what I mean? Have a little strength in your bones. Be able to carry up yourself and be flexible. A lot of the things that go into taking care of your body project themselves into taking care of your business. Super, super true. Same thing when it comes to your spiritual. Taking care of your spiritual, like prime example. I love going on walk and talks. Walk and talks, singing, um, dancing, listening to music, drawing, painting. These things are very important. You guys already know with the channel, the whole theme, personal development through creativity. Like it it's super important to take care of your health because it amplifies everything else when you do. Like truthfully. And so whether if you're focusing on like if you're studying something, a specific topic, you're going to be able to study that specific topic, and you're going to be confident, you're going to be focused, right? Meditation is really good. Meditation works very, very well. So um, I truly recommend it. I truly recommend meditation for anything that you have to do when it comes to like work, especially if you have to like focus for a very long time, right? That's gonna truly help you, and it's gonna like meditation for like 20 minutes or 10 minutes actually. A little 10-minute session literally like would change the trajectory of your entire day if you do that in the morning. So it's that potent and that powerful to just take care of yourself. Running, when you go for a run, um, what's happening is that you're getting bilateral stimulation, positive bilateral stimulation, because you have to encourage yourself to keep running and keep going, as well as your VO2 max is growing. So in addition to that, your blood cells are probably going to pump more blood into your body. Just to put it blunt, like that's just. I mean, truthfully, I'm a firm believer that running is one of the best things a person can do for their physical body. Needless, back to the topic. What should you be focused on if you started your own business? And you should be in the gym every day, man. Like study while you're at the gym, doing push-ups while you're at the gym, resistance training, with weight. That's gonna increase your threshold for difficult activities, right? If you're having trouble doing this one difficult task, do a little bit of push-ups. Once you're done, you'll be ready to go and you'll tackle it, right? Um, there's so much that just goes into like taking care of yourself, refining yourself as a human being. Oh my god. Showering. I wasn't about to throw up. Showering, dude, like to clean and to cleanse your body and to just like feel clean, that's going to do wonders for you. Your to see your skin nice and shiny and like glimmery, and like having a little uh face routine. Mine is super basic. All I do is wash and oil my face once a day. That's it. I keep it super simple. I know my skin isn't all that. I don't know if you could, but I keep it simple, but it makes me feel good when I stick to these little things, right? So I would definitely say have a little routine that you stick to. I think the first thing you should absolutely build when you're starting a business, uh, build protocols, build routines for you to stick to. That's gonna absolutely help you. That's gonna help you like overall just have something solid to stick to. Because building a business can be very jarring, and depending on how much risk you're taking, which I will say building a business does help you manage risk. I strongly believe that when it comes to risk, everybody has a different threshold for that. So finding your own, I definitely wouldn't rush towards increasing that risk threshold. I would definitely, start small and gradually increase it. So, work one less day, work two less days, three less days, right? You gotta get my point. Um, and when I mean work, I mean like at a 9 to 5 or like some part-time job, right? Slowly regress those days and begin to add more days towards working on your business, and taking more risk slowly, and then you'll begin to see how you manage risk, right? Because uh, that discomfort, and I'm gonna get back to the question. That discomfort is going to teach you, you're becoming a new person in a sense with that discomfort. And so as you become a new person with the more discomfort that you introduce, you have to get comfortable with that. You have to get comfortable. Oh my god, my check isn't that big because I've been working on this thing. So maybe you want to maximize on the time that you've allocated already before you start taking off more days, right? See how you do with 1 or 2 days off, right? Uh, and then go from there. That's what I would definitely recommend. And have a schedule that you can stick to. Once again, that little protocol when it comes to taking care of your health, super important, very potent. And on your day off, focus on that. Like, I'm giving you all the answers, but I'm sure you know a lot of it already. Um, focus on that little protocol that takes care of you, and just focus on hitting it every single day. Extra points if you get to do it while you're also working your part-time job. Okay. How can I get rid of drama in my life and begin to create peace? Meditation and listening to music. I use those two. Drama and like how I find peace. Uh, I find peace in stillness. Like, let me see right here. Like, you're who you true. I'm gonna summarize this, but I can make a whole topic about this. Who you truly are, who you truly are, is a non-thinking being. You don't really think. Uh, you can observe your own thoughts, and sometimes those thoughts, uh, the more we identify with those thoughts, uh, the more personal we can end up taking them, right? And so the way that I personally find peace is I come back to that true self. I come back to that true self through meditation, just constantly focusing on my surroundings. I love doing exteroceptive meditations because I'm usually interoceptive. If you're an exteroceptive person where you outsource a lot of your peace and you have to, you latch on to things externally to find peace, I would definitely do an interoceptive meditation, right? So you kind of gauge that. The whole point is you want to get back to that observing self, right? The When I'm like, prime example, when I'm not talking, this person, right? That observing being in between my pauses. That's what you want to get to. It's a beautiful thing. It's the moment. It's what surrounds us. It's a beautiful thing, and you get to really observe it, and nurture it and take care of it uh, during meditation. And I get a lot of downloads during meditation because my mind isn't so busy. I get to observe my life and just hold it. I get to observe my life and just hold it gently, and not associate myself with everything else that is going on, right? Another prime one is doing a brain dump. A lot of the times we have, if your mind is rampant, right, and going all over the place, it's good to just like write it all down, and like, just everything, every single thing, horses, dogs, cats, food, uh, sleeping, showering, whatever it is, just put it on a piece of paper It gets it out, and also you're taking action behind those thoughts. Really good. I call it doing number three, because there's, doing number one, which is urine, doing number two, which is poop, and doing number three, which is a brain dump. So those are my uh, biggest three, two ways to kind of get yourself relaxed and find peace. Okay. Negative energy is a sign of being distracted. Oh yeah. Okay, so a clear note, by the way, uh, for you guys who've probably been at it for a long time in regards to like, you're on your path, you're on your road, and what can happen a lot of times is, uh, if you feel yourself very much like the last question, if you feel yourself in, dwelling on negativity and things that don't necessarily serve you, that's a clear sign that you're just like distracted. One of the biggest distractions is fear, insecurities, uh, shopping, scrolling, sugar, and sex. Those are like the biggest distractions I've boiled it down to in society at the moment. And so when you dwell on those things, they're distracting you. They're distracting you from the work that you have to do. They're distracting you from having an impact on other people. They're distracting you from inspiring other people. Like, if you're whatever's negativity you have going on, that's just distracting you. That's just gonna distract you, and it's just taking away from all the beauty that you could be, dwelling on. So, what I would actually suggest here is a vision board. Do a quick vision board, and that's going to help you a lot with just like getting clear on where you really want to go. If you're a visual person, if you're an auditory person, listen to some music that makes you feel and get into that groove, right? Like a lot of times we have like, maybe it's just, fears and insecurities, which stirs up anxiety, right? If that's the case and you just want to focus on the work that you're doing, what I would highly suggest is, okay, let's go ahead and play some music. Play some music that really calms you down and gets you in the right vibration, right? Sound therapy, it's a real thing. Uh, you can use sound to reorganize the molecules in your brain, and it's a beautiful thing. Um, I highly suggest that. Next. I feel so confused. I spent the last couple of days numbing myself. I feel like I have no trajectory. I've been there. So, okay. Okay. Numbing yourself, you feel like you have no trajectory. So, off the top, I feel like, okay, so I know what this is. All right. So, there's a good chance that, you've been hitting like, I feel like in times like we can end up trying to like not only distract ourselves, but in that process we end up numbing ourselves because of all the distractions that we just gone through, right? Especially on the phone, when you go through so many different uh when you're processing so many different images and context and things of that nature. If you're smart and you think very deeply into things, that can exhaust you, right? So just take note, like, and you can kind of use this to gauge a bit of stamina towards your goals. uh the things that you do, um they're gonna exhaust you sometimes, right? Like, and that's okay. So just pay attention. So if like you're on your phone for a very long time, that's gonna exhaust your brain because you have to process all that. And so just get off, relax. Stillness is one of the best things because it can actually refuel you, just to be an ambience place, right? Where you're not you're not consuming something, or you're not processing something, right? Understand you're gonna process things, and it I mean, so, and by default, because when you're sitting relaxed in stillness and you're reflecting, you're gonna be processing things regardless on what things have gone on in your life and where you are now. And so it's good to just sometimes you don't need to add to that. The goal is to really just feel comfortable with it, feel comfortable with being present, and then you can add things to the present moment. It's a little addition, but you'll know when it's too much. You're like, my brain is processing too much. I gotta get off this thing, right? Cool. Next, uh, okay. I feel like going right back into bed every morning. My mind and body just get so exhausted thinking about everything I have to do. It makes me not want to go anywhere or do anything. Yeah. Okay, so um one of the okay, so don't like I got, like if you're laying in bed and you're like relaxing, whatever, relax. Like I genuinely and I believe I'm a big believer in slow mornings, right? You don't wanna like it sounds like you're putting way too much weight on yourself in the morning. Relax. Lower it. Chill out. When you wake up in the morning, just focus on being here. Breathe, relax, right? Like if you just woke up and a lot of us we grab our phones, that's anxiety, dude. It's anxiety, fears, insecurities, whatever it is, like relax. Everything else can wait. Truly, everything else would much rather wait. It's probably early that you're waking up and you're thinking about all these crazy things. You gotta think about all that. Chill, relax. And this is something that you begin to learn more and more is this is if you're used to working for someone else, the quality of the task getting done is more important than it sometimes like if you are not able to do the job, it doesn't it's not going to help, right? So you have to be in a good position to do the job. And one of the most important things is making sure that you're okay and you're relaxed. There is no point in taking on all that weight and early in the morning when that's time for you to take care of yourself, get yourself ready. You're taking like that. You're probably doing the little protocol that you have every morning or whatever routine. Like relax, just breathe, do a little brain dump, journal, chill. This is what needs to get done will get done when you do it because you're the one doing it, right? Okay. Um. Oh, okay, okay. DSP. All right, so I'm gonna talk about DSP. DSP. What is DSP? DSP is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful protocol that I personally invented, called distraction, stillness, and productivity. Right. So this is kind of the meat of the podcast today. So let's get right into it. Uh, it getting things done in a way unfold themselves in three phases. Usually you're if you're the type to hop from task to task, cool. But more than anything, there's three states of, I guess, like productive motion. The first one is nothing. You're still chilling, maxing, relaxing, right? The second is you're productive. You're doing the thing that you know you're supposed to be doing. Cool. The third is, I call it the middleman, also known as a distraction. The thing that's kind of like the task, but you know you're doing it to kind of get away from doing the task that you know you should be doing. Cool. So the protocol goes DSP. So I put distraction first, uh, the stillness second, and productivity last. There's a good chance that when you hop from task to task, uh, it's probably filled with a whole bunch of like small little distractions in a way where like, hey, I know this is the thing that I would like to be doing, but this is kind of what I'm stuck doing for whatever reason, fear, insecurities. The list goes on. And so before you ever introduce that productive task, and let's say you're switching task, you have to introduce a level of stillness. And you have to sit in that stillness. There's like a gap, a very small space in between you and the thing that you're supposed to be doing that feels uncomfortable, that you have to face, that you have to sit with it. You don't have to do anything, you just have to sit with that feeling. And we usually try to distract ourselves in like right before we go ahead and do the thing that we're supposed to be doing. We distract ourselves because that feeling can be uncomfortable. What is that feeling? So as you're becoming the person that you want to be, uh, you have to change as a person. You have to change. And so that means you have to become the person that does those types of productive things. That internal change, let's say in the past you used to order pizza, but now you're going to cook at home. You have to sit with that feeling of, I'm about to cook at home, right? Like you're going to feel it. And you can kind of look at it as like blocks kind of like aligning themselves. That's the uncomfortable feeling. And now all of a sudden you can begin to do that task. So if you're ever, and I'll say the protocol again, DSP, distraction, stillness, and productivity. If you're ever trying to get to productivity, give yourself a moment of stillness. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is, or just simply take a breather. Relax and breathe. And just sit with it. Once you breathe into that task, you alleviate, you unwind, and then you can begin to take on the task and do the thing that you know you're supposed to do. Right. So that's the whole meat of the whole podcast. I'm gonna close it off. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who watched and got this far. You're the GOAT. Leave an emoji. Leave like a pencil emoji. And comment mentee. Link to the hoodies in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.